For now, though, we're diving in. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is kyO. Shout out to kyO because he did finally find a new team after so many months of being left teamless out in the open, out in the cold. He has found his new home with Team Liquid. Liquid kyO. Ah, it sounds beautiful. It sounds like a not even an energy drink. I don't know. It sounds but it sounds tasty, whatever it is. I want to drink it. I want it inside me. Ah. But again, kyO, typically his TvP is just very solid. So many players look up to him, look to him for guidance in this matchup. Likewise, herO also has a unique perspective of the PvT matchup as well. It isn't just that herO, he comes up or he refines and experiments with his own builds against Zerg. No, he does the same against Terran as well. You know, herO, he's one of the few that is so very active and so very aggressive, going for more often Oracle openers, into Adepts as well. Oracle Adept seems to be like his units of choice where he can just have his way with Terran players. But likewise, kyO is no slouch. kyO has been practicing so much recently as of late. He is very much so in form. And this could go either way. As for now, we have a racked expand, a single gas opener, so very economic here out of kyO. He doesn't feel the need to be hyper aggressive against herO, and this is classic kyO. kyO, he very rarely goes double gas in this matchup. In general, a lot of the Koreans, they go for more economic openers instead. They have confidence in the mid game, and even longer than that. Times even longer than that. Here we go. Probe going to be sent out as well. We got it across the map. So far, the early game is looking quite standard. Likewise, we had a Gate Cyber Expand out of herO. So very economic. And we have our tech of choice. It is going to be a Twilight Council, not a Stargate, from our Protoss. Here we go. Twilight Council opener. This should be leading into Blink. Should be, but, you know, there are some players that sometimes dabble in DTs or Dark Templar. It is a possibility, but more often than not, it should be Blink. As the probe is being thrown away behind this, we're getting into a factory. We're not going for something like a 3 racks, for example, or a 2-on-1. It is just going to be a factory follow-up. A little bit further back, going to be hidden here from the prying eyes of this Adept. Will not get spotted. And back at home, there we go, we do have Blink. And now the question becomes, how aggressive are we going to be? How many gateways are we going to be seeing here from herO? So far, Robo into a second gateway, looking to be like a 2-gate Blink opener into a third, which would be very economic, but oh, I have to bite my tongue there because that is a 3rd gateway. And that is a 4th gateway. So 4-gate Blink out of herO, the most aggressive variation of Blink. And so far, kyO, he needs to piece this together. He sees 1 gateway here at the natural. He sees 1 gateway in the main. He hasn't caught wind of anything else. The Stalkers, they come in from behind. Up. Oh no. 1 shot away from going down, and the Reaper will barely escape. The KDA charge zoned that Stalker away. The Reaper survives, but we still don't get confirmation. We still don't fully know what's going on. Back at home, we have a safety bunker on the low ground. We should be having some tank production soon as well. Oh, we're actually going for a drop to begin with. Be a risky maneuver here, but a drop is soon to be out on the map. Cyclone shutting down the Adept. With 4-gate Blink, herO is going to be looking to not just to get map control, but also blink into the main and pick off whatever he can. Here we go, we have a mine drop moving out. Meanwhile, the Stalkers, likewise, push across the map. There's not going to be much at home to defend. There is a single Stalker. Cyclone comes back home. The first tank is about to come out. There's no bunker in the main. Bear that in mind. And here we go. The drop is coming in. herO, he does notice. He does notice in time. Pulls the workers away. We even get 2 Marines into the main base as well. At the same time, herO, he dives into the natural. Cyclone goes down. The tank does siege. Can we get the tank? Up. Can we get the tank? And it looks like we barely can get the tank, but that was a costly trade from herO. 5 probes go down. Oh my god. 7 probes go down and 4 stalkers as well. Yes, we got a tank, but there's barely any mining going on. This has not been worth it for herO. We're going back into the main. We're looking for some economic damage, but god, this build from herO, or the execution here, has just fallen on its face. We're getting a couple more SCVs. But likewise, we lost a couple more probes as well. And this is a phenomenal start for herO. herO, he's up in workers, he's stable here on 2 bases, he has a tank in the main, soon to have a tank in the natural, bunker is still standing, and herO's all in. At this point, after all that damage was dealt, herO is all in, but he barely has a stalker army. Has another warp in available as well. He has to try to make some magic happen here. So because this tank is a little bit further back, we can maybe dive into the main. We're going for the bunker at least. Yeah, bunker's going to be going down. We're going to try to trade here with the Marines. Good control out of herO, saving that probe. Sorry, saving that stalker even. SCVs are going down. Good couple of moments from herO, but he bleeds out another stalker at the same time. In comes a Raven for some harass. More workers are falling. Probes we cannot afford to lose. Ay, ay, ay. We have 2 tanks in the main. We're going to try and bypass said tanks. Delay Starport production. 7 probes went down across the map. Yeah, and we're bleeding out too many stalkers at this point. We may get another tank just barely as well. We get another auto turret. All the stalkers fall, and that's going to be all she wrote. We're down to 3 stalkers here for herO. He's taking a 3rd base, but it's so delayed. Again, herO is a very aggressive player, and sometimes that aggression, it works against him. I do think that a lot of it came down to his just cavalier move, his brazen move of just blinking on top of the Cyclone and trying to get the tank as well. It's far too much. And now here comes the move out. And how do we stop this? How do we stop herO? We do force him to turn around. This is true. We still have a tank in the main. Yeah, the main army is pushing. Another stalker falls, and back at home, what do we have to defend? We have 4 stalkers. We are trying to force out some stims. Stim is done for the Terran. War Prism does recall back home. Can herO take a fight? Massive anti-armor missile connecting with most of the army. We can stim on forward. We can take it here to herO. Tanks are a little bit late to siege. First Immortal will go down. Big warp in on top of the army of herO. Oh my god. And herO will clean that up. Keeps one of his Immortals alive. herO is going to keep on pushing. But he has no sustain. The medevac's just now coming out. That was an impressive hold. Impressive hold out of herO to just dive on the army, warp it on top of it as well. Did cost him an Immortal, but he survives. And herO is slowly catching up in the economy. Upon resetting the tank counts, I do think that herO, he still has a chance. That was a pretty big moment for him, but herO is still ahead. herO still has a hefty lead, and here we go. We have a mine drop into the main base. Likewise, a War Prism getting ready to go into the main of herO. Oh, no reaction! No! A delayed reaction. 3 probes go down. And herO does escape. The Immortals! The Prism isn't here. 1, 2 Immortals go down. Massive pickoffs. herO instead is across the map, going for another warp in here on top of the tank. Zealots are wreaking havoc, and Cure, he races back home. herO getting a surprising amount done with this. Getting a surprising amount done, but the Zealots are going down. The reinforcements, they make it back home. Stalker is going to be going... Oh my god. All the Stalkers go down. We can't afford these losses, papi. Aye. That's all the Stalkers. That's all the Immortals. Sure, we got a couple of SCVs, but Cure maintains his lead. He maintains his lead. He's pushing on out, and it's been impressive that herO has been able to survive this long. He's had some good fights, despite so much working against him. But this move out here from Cure should be the end. It should be enough to break what little is left from herO. He does have a War Prism to juggle. To be fair, does have that War Prism. The army's struggling to break through. Mind Drop coming back in. Not even too many workers to kill here at this point. As we drop into the natural as well. herO trying to go for a base trade. Maybe the only way for herO to take this actually is for a base trade. Yeah, third base is going to go down. We have another army pushing out, and herO likewise pushes into the natural. It's all or nothing for herO. It's all on the line. A supply block? No, he can't warp in. herO, he has resources, but he loses pylons. He loses a base. And there we go. As herO loses 22 probes, that frees up supply from some Zealots. A blessing in disguise here for herO. As probes have escaped. herO, he's camping the production. He's trying to camp the production. The mines are going to reset these. There's no detection. No detection available here for herO. And GG's going to get called. The reinforcements, they come back home, and Cure will take game number 1. GG. Is this Team Cure versus Team Sulky? Oh my god. That's a name that I haven't heard in StarCraft for a long time, Bobby. A long time. Is Sulky still playing Brood War? I think he is, right? I think he finished military and he's playing Brood War. Question mark? Just letting them know some scores as we get into game number 2. I'm like Cure 1-0 herO because we're being joined by the French caster. Goka, he's gonna be joining us. hero's like, thank you. Smooch. But yeah, really solid game there out of Cure. Just a big overextension out of herO. Like the execution of the 4-gate blink, unfortunately, just didn't really come together. We saw that herO, he just bled out too many stalkers and he lost so much across the map, and that was just a combination that crippled herO from the get-go, and it was an uphill battle from that moment. And we'll see if he can recover here in the next game. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of our Kiane, we have the South Korean Protoss. Representing Dragon Kaiser Gaming, it is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the South Korean Terran. Representing Team Liquid, it is Cure. See in the chat, a mine and a couple of Marines dealt triple the damage of a dozen Stalkers. Yes, this is something, fun fact, I'm sure that you've maybe seen this before. Both Cure and Maru, and I think Bjorn has started doing this as well, over the past couple of months. Instead of going for a mine drop, they go for like 1 Widow Mine and 6 Marines, or they just go a mine and a handful of Marines, and that can do more damage than a double mine drop, for example. The reason for this is you don't use the mine to kill probes. You use the mine to zone away the Stalker, and if we even connect the mine with a Stalker, that's going to be worth it for the Marines to just wreak havoc and focus fire as many probes as they can. That isn't quite what we saw in the last game, because I think it was just 2 Marines. It was like 2 Marines and 1 Widow Mine. Or 3 Marines. But usually Maru and Cure, they commit a little bit more to that job. They commit more men with gun to that, and yeah, it can get a really surprising amount of damage done, more so than just a mine drop. A mine drop can delay mining time and has potential for like a big connection, but like Marines with focus fire, mate, they can pop off. As behind this, of course, we do have a Rax Expand. Once again, an economic opener out of Cure. Very economic out of our Terran player. Meanwhile, back at home, we do have herO going for a Gate Cyber Expand. So, economic openers all around. Once again, 2 games in a row. He was in the ASL Finals. Let's go. I haven't watched Brood War in a long time. I think the last time I watched Brood War was 2017, I think? 2017. After Brood War Remastered came out. I think the first season of ASL and KSL. And SSL. all the Star Leagues. Did end up watching. It's good stuff, It's just hard to find the time to watch. I even have a really hard time watching StarCraft. Like StarCraft 2, I should say. Just because I'm casting so much. Like, we cast so often, like, to find the time to watch, especially European events, as I'm based here in Australia. It's quite difficult. Regardless, we are getting into this, and so far we have our 1-1-1 follow-up. Once again, it's not going to be, you know, a 2-1-1 or a 3 racks or anything like that. Looking pretty standard here out of Cure. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice. This time it's not going to be a Twilight Council, it's going to be a Stargate instead into Phoenixes. Here we go. Phoenix production has commenced. Of course, Phoenixes, they have a similar role to the Blink Stalker, where they're designed to shut down drop play, to gain map control, to contain the Terran player to 2 bases for as long as possible, and they give the opportunity for the Protoss to get a 3rd and get into rover production, specifically Colossus. Now, this doesn't have to be Phoenix Colossus. This could also be Phoenix Charge Lots. That's another kind of avenue of tech that we can go down. It's another road that herO can walk. So we'll see which one he goes for. He's taking additional gases, so this should be for Colossus production. We typically don't need this much gas if you want to go into charge lots. Robo is thrown down, and soon so should the 3rd base. So overall, just really standard play here, very economic play out of herO. And we'll see, the pressure is going to be on Cure suddenly to punish it. In the previous game, herO was the aggressor. Now it's going to be Cure. So we do have a 3-1-1 setup. Interference Matrix is on the way. Really good read here out of Cure as well. Oh my, I mean, he saw the Stargate. Okay. I was like, how does he know? Reaper did confirm the Stargate, so Cure, he's aware of the tech. He's aware of the direction that herO is going in. And because Colossi are on the horizon, Interference Matrix is that much more valuable. Basically, when Cure pushes out, sure, there may be 2 Colossus to stand in his way, but if he has 2 Interference Matrix available, then what is herO really going to have? So the Raven's valuable. Meanwhile, we dive in. The Raven! Big snipe. The Raven and the medevac are going to be going down. herO! It was a brave dive. It was adventurous. He lost 1 Phoenix, but he got the Raven, and that is huge. That's a massive pickoff. We have 1 more Raven on the way. Meanwhile, we didn't cancel. Interference Matrix was recharged. Massive mine shot goes off. Getting a lot of damage done on those Phoenixes. Forcing a recall, and that 2nd Raven has arrived, but suddenly we only have 1 Raven as opposed to the 2 that we should have had. And that means that we have significantly less energy here for those disables, for that Interference Matrix. So a really strong start here for herO. Like, losing that Raven, it's massive. Thankfully, Cure still has 1 left. And he's building himself up towards his stim timing. Stim, +1, combat shields. Meanwhile, herO, he wants that Raven. He wants it! He dives on in. He knows how important it is. He gets both Ravens. Ay, ay, ay. Cure. Bappy, we have to babysit our Ravens. And to be fair, like, it's so unfortunate Stim just now finishes. If Stim was done a couple of seconds sooner, then we can punish these Phoenixes. But herO, he was aware of the timing, and Suddenly, researching Interference Matrix was a waste, and the Phoenixes, they get even more SCVs done across the map. Get so much more kills, crippling the economy, and Cure, can he make some magic happen? Can he push in regardless, even without the Ravens? As we're just camping the production. We have a double drop into the main. We have the rest of our army looking to push into the natural. The goal here to try to pull herO apart and find a Colossus. Meanwhile, here we go. Green Marauder does dive into the main. Probes are going down. We go straight for the Bay. The Bay under a lot of fire, and it looks like it is going to go down. We deny Extend Thermal Lance. And at the same time, we dive into the mineral line. Oh my god! herO! He is being pulled apart. 18 probes go down. The entire mineral line, essentially. herO pulled completely out of position. herO just unable to keep up. And that's impressive. Despite losing both Ravens, despite investing in the Raven upgrade as well, Cure, he didn't even care, and this is a scary moment. hero's very committed. He's borderline all in with this push. We have a War Prism on the way. Cure, all he has to do is defend, but that is easier said than done because the Colossus have hit the field. But they don't have range. The Colossus do not have range. Bear that in mind. We're pushing towards the third base. Getting a lot of damage done. Cure, he's just waiting for the opportune moment. Waiting to dive in. I'm loving the bait on the mine shots. Coming with the hallucination. And Cure, he's respecting this so much. He is respecting this quite a lot here as he is going to be backing off, falling back to his natural base as well. Mine shots do not get dragged. The boys are being pulled. And here we go. Cure has to collapse on this army with the force fields. Oh my god. The force fields completely slicing up his army. herO doing so much with so little. Behind this, he's reprobing, resaturating his third base. Cure likewise taking his own third. And he lost 9 SCVs. But what's important is that Cure actually didn't lose a lot of his army. There was a trade, don't get me wrong. You can see even here, 14 Marines went down. A couple of SCVs as well. Say a couple, quite a lot actually. 15 in total. And we're not done. The Phoenixes, they're coming back in, looking for more SCVs. They're gonna find them. Oh. That's Cure is pushing out. herO far ahead in the economy. Cure, meanwhile, ahead in the army supply. The base still not rebuilt. Oh my god. There is no third Colossus. No third Colossus, no range. Cure still has a pretty distinct advantage. Again, the rebuilding of this base it just took so long. Meanwhile, a massive warp into the main base. Oh, reinforcements forced to turn around. The Vikings are going straight for the Colossus. Taking a lot of hits. A lot of damage is being done. Phoenix going down. herO being bullied back. One Colossus falls. There's only one left. There's only one left, and now there are none left. No splash damage, and Cure, he can just stim on forward. There's nothing to slow him down. Takes down the shield battery. Going to be taking down the base as well. Now the army is heavily overstimmed. But we're standing strong. We're getting on top of the army. We break through the Zealots onto the Immortals. Back at home, the Zealots have also been cleaned up as well. It looks like herO is barely going to hold. But for how much longer? Because here come the rest of the Marines. The rest of the Marauders, he's still on forward. And that is going to be the end of this army. And soon to be the end of herO as well. He looked damn good against the Zerg players. He took down DRG and Solar. But against the Terran, not as much. Oh my god, but impressive play here out of Cure. Takes down another Colossus as it comes out. GG gets called, and Cure will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. herO, he had such a strong start to snipe both Ravens to get even worker kills as well. He was picking up some reinforcements. He had such a good start to that game. It was crazy. I was like, mate, there's a lot of pressure on herO to get some damage done, and he did. He did get that damage done. herO was getting ready for an assault at his third, if you remember. herO, he spotted the army and he was getting ready at the third base, but instead of hitting the third, we saw the drop into the main, a very committed drop, and herO overreacted to it, if you recall. He sent his entire army from his third to his main base, which exposed his third, and we saw that herO left just enough to dive into that mineral line to clean up the economy and to put himself in the commanding position. He was able to snipe the bay, was able to stop any Colossus production other than the first two. And yeah, herO was able to snowball. He was able to snowball out of control from there. GG, well played. herO will make it to the finals. herO will bow out. GG, well played. And with that, we have some catching up to do. We do have some catching up to do as we check out the brackets and figure out what exactly has been going on.